On Global TV News Prime, President Tinubu departs for France on a 2-week working visit. In business, federal government calls for a robust investment in oil sector. On the foreign scene, Italy's Prime Minister warns against trade war. And in sports, Ancelotti denies tax fraud, blames Real Madrid's payment system. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to the News Prime on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agaba. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, on StarTimes channel 276, and free-to-air on Nightcomsat. You can download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. Edo State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal in Abuja has affirmed Monday Okpebholo of the All Progressives Congress, APC, as the valid winner of the September 21st governorship election. In a unanimous judgment, the 3-member panel led by Justice Wilfred Bochi dismissed the petition filed by the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and its candidate, Asurime Ighodalo. The tribunal ruled that the petitioners failed to prove the allegations of overvoting and upheld that Okpebholo secured the highest number of valid votes. President Bola Tinubu has departed for Paris, France on a 2-week working visit. Tinubu's Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, says during the visit, the president will appraise his administration's mid-term performance and assess key milestones. The presidency further stated that Tinubu will also use the retreat to review the progress of ongoing reforms and engage in strategic planning ahead of his administration's 2nd anniversary. Edo State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Abuja dismissed the case the Action Alliance AA filed to nullify the election of Governor Monday Okpebholo. The Justice Wilfred Bochi-led 3-member panel held that the petition, which AA filed alongside its national chairman Adekunle Rufai Omoaje, lacked merit. The tribunal held that the petition touched on pre-election issues which it lacked the requisite jurisdiction to entertain. President Bola Tinubu has expressed deep grief over the passing of Alhaji Abbas Sanusi, the Galadiman Kano, and a senior kingmaker in the Kano Emirate. Bayo Onanuga, the president's spokesman, says Sanusi, who died at 92 after a prolonged illness, is survived by many children and grandchildren. Among his children is Abdullahi Abbas, Kano State Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC. With the trade war ongoing in the global oil sector, prices of commodities are on the rise amidst a sweeping change of leadership at the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited. Nigerians have called on the president to introduce more people-focused initiatives to ameliorate the hardship caused by the increase in fuel price. Business correspondent Samuel Odi completes the story.
Nigerians hails President Bola Tinubu for firing Malam Mela Kyari and his entire board, calls Mela Kyari's stay at the NNPCL as overdue. However, President Tinubu has tasked the new leadership of the NNPCL with revamping up NNPC's crude oil refinery capacity, setting a target of 200,000 barrels per day by 2027 and an ambitious 500,000 barrels per day by 2030.
But Mele Kyari had overstayed, really, for too long. I keep wondering why he was there. He's been left there all this while. I keep wondering, really. Probably there was something that was keeping him there. Probably they are falling out. So we've seen worse things than this. But I'm telling you the truth. This country deserves better than this.
If you put the Nigerian fuel sold, refined from the Nigerian refineries, you see, if you put it in your fuel, in your car, you can travel with it further than these things they are selling to us at the filling stations here. So the issue of what is happening now in the oil sector, the Kyari and what who have you, it's the system has long needed overhaul and a thorough investigation towards what is happening. Because actually, what do we expect?
we can't expect anything less than this. Where the leadership is not, there's no opportunity for the masses to choose the person they want. If a leader is imposed on the masses, how do you expect him to work? And the people around him don't tell him the truth. They always deceive him. And
finally, it's falling on Nigeria, where we've seen the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, letting go of Mela Kyari, and also we're witnessing change of prices. Nigerians have called on the President to come to their aid and then make effects and initiatives that will help cushion the current price war going on within the oil sector here in Nigeria. The Crude for Naira initiative is something the Nigerians are calling for, and Samuel Odi reporting for Global Television News.
Governor Hyacinth Alia says his administration is committed to supporting locally made products to promote indigenous innovation and boost industrialization in the state. The governor stated this at the 2025 exhibition for local investors held at the IBB Square in Makurdi, the state capital. Correspondent Felicity Ndere tells us more.
The FCT Commissioner of Police, Ajao Adewale, led officers and men of the FCT Police Command on a clean-up exercise at Lagos Street, Gariki, Abuja, and the palace of the CP of Gariki. This exercise highlights the command's commitment to community engagement beyond law enforcement duties. It says this year's Police Day is tagged "Say No to Crime," underscores the collective responsibilities of both law enforcement and the public in tackling issues such as cultism, drug abuse, sexual-based violence, cybercrime, kidnapping, and other social vice.
Because the overall well-being of the community is part of the reason why police exist. So we are here today to do clean-up exercise on Lagos Street, Gariki, in the spirit of our togetherness with the community that we serve.
CP Adewale expressed his gratitude to the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, for his visionary leadership and commitment to community policing, noting that the IGP's efforts in modernizing and reforming the Nigerian police force continue to inspire officers to build stronger relationships with the communities they serve.
In line with the philosophy of the Inspector General of Police, IGP Olukayode Adeolu Egbetokun, PAD, that police is part of the community. We exist because the community exists. We are here to give back to the community, the society we serve, what we can equally offer.
Sure, you have been also having a good relationship between the various divisions under my domain. I won't say only Gariki. We have almost more than 20 DPOs. We have been collaborating with them and we have been achieving maximum support. We have been urging our subjects, especially through the district heads, village heads, and religious leaders and other volunteers, so that we'll be able to secure this place.
The FCT Police Command urges all residents to actively participate in this outreach and remain vigilant, adding that security is a shared responsibility, while encouraging the public to report any suspicious activities through emergency lines. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
We apologize for the mix-up in the report. Felicity Ndere's report comes shortly. Meanwhile, this is the Federal Capital Territory Police Command under the leadership of the Commissioner of Police, Ajao Adewale, who commenced activities to commemorate the 2025 National Police Day with a 3-day community outreach from April 3rd to 5th, 2025. Moving on, police, military, and plainclothes security agents have taken over strategic junctions in Uromi, headquarters of Eson North East local government area of Edo State, where 16 northern travelers were killed by a mob last Thursday. The security agents were said to have been deployed to stave off reprisals as residents of the area and over reprisals. A coalition of civil rights organizations is demanding an immediate investigation into allegations made by the former Rivers State Head of Service, Dr. George Nweke. They stated this while briefing the press in Abuja. Our political correspondent, Etiken Michael, was there for Global Television.
Outlining several alarming claims made by Dr. Nweke, the convener of the civil society group, Dr. Nwabu Gabriel, described the allegations as a threat to public safety and potential subversion of democratic processes in Rivers State.
Allegations, if substantiated, highlights a serious crisis in governance and pose significant threats to the stability and integrity of our democratic institutions. Press, Dr. Nweke made several alarming claims that we believe warrant immediate investigation by appropriate law enforcement agencies, including the Nigerian Police, the Department of State Security Services, DSS, and the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC.
The group further requests for an in-depth investigation into the financial misconduct and corruption claims surrounding Governor Fubara's administration.
Dr. Nweke expressed concerns regarding planned sabotage of state infrastructure, which aims to incite public disorder. This falls under the purview of Section 1 of the Terrorism Prevention Act 2011. We call for a comprehensive and impartial investigation into the alleged arson and any related activities that threaten the legislative integrity of Rivers State.
Equally commended President Tinubu for his decisive action in declaring state of emergency. According to them, it has curtailed the escalating tension in the state, and also by the confirmation of the National Assembly has further deepened democratic principle in the nation. Edikan Michael for Global TV News.
The Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, has urged states and relevant authorities to step up enforcement of road safety regulations, particularly regarding truck standards and driver behavior. The Corps spokesman, Olusegun Ogungbemide, made the call in Abuja, where he expressed concerns over the poor condition of trucks on Nigerian roads, citing issues like poor vehicle maintenance, speeding, and disregard for traffic regulations as contributing factors to road accidents. You're watching the live broadcast of News Prime. When News Prime returns, Ancelotti denies tax fraud, blames Real Madrid's payment system. Details coming shortly after the break. Please stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. If you've just joined us, this is Global Television, bringing you live broadcast of the News Prime. In business, the Nigerian Shippers Council has refuted media reports of increased cargo charges at Onne Port, clarifying that no such approval was given by the agency. The council noted that the last approved increment was in 2021, adding that any report of increased charges after 2021 was not approved by the council. The executive secretary of the council, Barrister Akuta Ukeyema, says that since he assumed duty as chief executive officer of the agency, there has been no discussions on increment of charges with any terminal operator. The federal government has called on international oil companies operating in Nigeria to ramp up investments in the country's oil and gas sector emphasizing that the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has provided every necessary incentive to ensure seamless and profitable operations. Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Senator Heineken Lukbobiri, made this statement at the cross-industry group meeting held in Florence, Italy, organized by IOCs operating in Nigeria. The meeting focused on challenges, expectations, and strategies to enhance the sector's contributions to domestic energy needs and regional expansion across sub-Saharan Africa. On the foreign scene, Italy's Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni has warned against a trade war with similar sentiments being expressed in Germany. The country is Europe's biggest economy and the third biggest in the world, according to World Bank data, after the US and China. Ahead of Trump's announcement on new tariffs, it is warning that back-and-forth tariffs will be bad for everyone involved. German government spokesman Stefan Herbst noted that the cost of a trade war did not fall on side, but can become expensive for both sides. China, Japan, and South Korea, three of Asia's leading economic powerhouses, have pledged to strengthen regional trade cooperation as they brace for the impact of U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs set to take effect on Wednesday, April 2nd. The commitment was made during the first economic dialogue between the three nations in 5 years. The trade ministers of the three countries agreed to pursue comprehensive and high-level negotiations for a trilateral free trade agreement aimed at promoting both regional and global trade. Israel's defense minister has announced a major expansion of the Israeli ground assault in Gaza, promising to seize large areas of the Palestinian enclave and incorporate them into so-called security zones. The announcement came as Israel's military killed 21 Palestinians in attacks across Gaza, and its total blockade of the Strip continued, forcing all bakeries to shut down. The Israeli military has already set up a significant buffer zone within Gaza, expanding an area that existed around the edges of the enclave before the war and adding a large area in Netzarim corridor through the middle of the territory. In sports now, Real Madrid coach Carlo Ancelotti has denied the court that he intentionally committed tax fraud on the opening day of his trial for allegedly failing to declare income to Spain's tax force. This is the latest in a string of such cases targeting sports figures in the country. Prosecutors are seeking a jail term for 4 years and 9 months for the 65-year-old Italian, accusing him of failing to pay more than €1 million due to undeclared earnings from image rights in 2014 and 2015 during his first spell at the club. Ange Postecoglou says he does not feel disrespected by former Tottenham boss Mauricio Pochettino's stated desire to manage the club again one day. Pochettino, currently in charge of the United States national men's team, enjoyed a successful 5-year spell as Spurs boss, taking them to the 2019 Champions League final, which they lost to Liverpool. Recently, the Argentine, who has also managed Paris Saint-Germain and Chelsea, expressed his desire to one day return to the North London club. As we end the Global TV News Express, let's take a look at our top stories. President Bola Tinubu has departed for Paris, France on a 2-week working visit. In business, the federal government has called on international oil companies operating in Nigeria to ramp up investments in the country's oil and gas sector, emphasizing that the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has provided necessary incentive to ensure seamless and profitable operations. On the foreign scene, Italy's Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni has warned against a trade war, with similar sentiments being expressed in Germany. In sports, Real Madrid coach Carlo Ancelotti has denied in court that he intentionally committed tax fraud on the opening day of his trial for allegedly failing to declare income in Spain's tax office. That's it on News Prime. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, on Star Times channel 276, and free to air on NIGECOMSAT. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. You can also download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. I'm Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching and see you again.